If you have any wheat pennies in your coin collection, or if you find wheat pennies in coin rolls from the bank or in a coin jar, you definitely want to watch this whole video because we're going to show you what can make these coins a lot more valuable than their face value. So first up is an obvious type of mint error. This can happen on just about any type of coin. This is a clipped error. So a ragged clip here. The coin ended up selling for $129. This next coin, same case, but the coin was also struck off center. We have a straight clip in this case, off center strike as well. This penny sold for $240. Now let's move on to some things that you want to look for with your coin microscopes. If you don't have a coin microscope or a coin loop, I have those available at the link in the comments below every single one of my videos. So this first thing that you want to look for is doubling. You want to look for doubling on the 1957 D mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. So you want to look for doubling there on the lettering, but also you'll see the B is filled in there. That is what is known as a die chip. So you can look for die chips on modern coins, older coins. Sometimes they add a little bit of value, sometimes not much value, but just letting you guys know that's what that is. We'll come back to that, but that's something you always want to look for is a double die. Now, 1957 D mint mark penny here ended up selling for nearly $4,000 at auction, and it doesn't have any doubling, doesn't have any errors. The reason it sold for that price is because it is graded at a 67 plus red. Mint State 67 plus red. That is where all the value is at. If there's only one of these that exist or two of these that exist at this particular grade, and it's the highest grade for this coin, the 1957 D mint mark penny, then that's what top collectors will pay big dollars for. Now, if you look at this coin, it's graded at a 67 red, not a 67 plus red. This is just graded as 67 red. The coin only sold for $204. Big difference from $4,000 to $200 with just a small difference in grade. So grade, which is the condition of the coin, will affect the value tremendously. So if you guys want some free silver, click that link in the comments below, sign up today, download the Whatnot app. I'm giving away a ton of free silver coins. It's literally free silver. All you have to do is click that link in the comments below. I'm live every single Tuesday and Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time only on the Whatnot app. So once you download the app, you get the $15 off your very first purchase. You can purchase coins, purses, shoes, whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be from my stream. It's all up to you of how you use your $15 credit. And then you can continue to come into my streams every Tuesday and Friday night, and you can get in on the free giveaways. You don't even have to buy anything to get in on the giveaways. You just have to be watching live. So hit that link in the comments below and get your free $15 credit today. Now, next up is something you can look for with your coin microscopes. So you want to inspect the mint mark below the date 1957. This is what is known as a repunched mint mark, an RPM. So the D mint mark has been repunched. There are like 6 or 7 different examples that you can look for on the 1957 wheat penny with your coin loops or coin microscopes, again in the comments below. So this coin here ended up selling for around $100 at auction. It does have that repunched D mint mark. It's graded at a 65 red. So had it been a higher grade, could have sold for more. A worse grade could have sold for less. Now this next coin is very interesting and something that you really want to inspect your coins for, not just 1957 pennies. This is a double strike taking place, and that strike is rotated in collar. So as we zoom in on the coin, you can see the design there struck twice. Now this coin isn't in the best condition. It's graded at a 53, but the coin still sold for $240. You know, had this been a Mint State 66 or something, it probably would have definitely sold for over $1,000 in my opinion, you know, a 66 red. Now let's move on to another wheat penny. Again, this is probably what most of our wheat pennies look like, brown. These coin grading companies will grade your penny at a red, brown, or brown. Red is always the best, of course. This coin ended up selling for $47 at auction, even though it's graded at a 60 brown, because it was struck through a late stage capped die. The die is what comes down, has the design on it. It strikes the metal planchet, the copper planchet in this case, and it strikes the design onto the planchet to create the penny or the coin. So again, you'll see that there on the obverse of the Lincoln wheat cent. Moving on to a 1957 wheat penny that sold for $930. This is very similar to the 1957 D mint mark high grade that we looked at earlier. This is the 1957 Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. That is the high graded version of this particular coin, graded at a 67 red. That's why it sold for $930. So if this was graded at a 65, it wouldn't sell for very much at all. Now here is a lamination error taking place on a wheat penny from 1957. You can see that there on the obverse of the coin. Laminations could sell for all different prices. Really depends on which coin it's taking place on, the grade of the coin, what the lamination looks like, how large it is, small it is, things like that can affect the value. In this case, this is a $31 coin. Now here's another lamination. This one here, a little bit smaller there on the reverse of the coin. The coin did sell for $64 at auction, graded at a 62 brown, one grade higher than the last coin. Here's another lamination, but this one sold for $77 at auction. This penny here graded at a 62 brown, and this is a pretty large lamination here. It's taken up nearly half of the reverse of the penny. So a really cool and, you know, visual, interesting looking lamination there. Some laminations can be very common. Some can sell for a lot more money than $77. Here's another example of a lamination. This coin sold for $114. I think it's pretty obvious, kind of speaks for itself there on the obverse of the coin. Kind of looks like the coin is peeling. $114 for that coin, graded at a 63 brown. Now we looked at that high graded version of the 1957 that sold for $930. Well, here's a good coin to compare it to. This coin is the same exact coin, 1957, no mint mark. However, it's just graded at a 65 red brown instead of mint state 67 red. So 2 grades lower, and it's at a red brown instead of a red. This coin only sold for $23. So not really worth getting that coin graded. You're not going to make anything on that one. All right, this next coin here, a 1957 D mint mark, struck 55% off center. Again, speaks for itself. The coin sold for $159. Here's another off center strike, which you can look for on all kinds of different coins, but this one also has a straight clip at the top of the Lincoln penny. This coin ended up selling for a little over $200 at auction. But this next coin sold for over $6,000 at auction. This is what is known as a double denomination. So we have a 1957 Lincoln wheat cent design that was overstruck onto a silver 10-cent coin, Roosevelt dime. So this coin again sold for $6,300. You'll see both designs of the Roosevelt dime and the Lincoln penny. Moving on to this next coin, which is very similar but much different at the same time. This coin sold for over $800 because we have a Lincoln wheat cent design from 1957 that was struck onto a 10-cent silver planchet. Now the last coin, the dime had already been struck, so the design of the dime and the penny was on there. In this case, the dime design was not struck onto the dime planchet. It's just a silver dime planchet that a Lincoln penny design was accidentally struck onto. So it's not going to be as valuable, but these are always big sellers. I mean, over 800 bucks for that coin. Now let's move on to something even more interesting. We have a penny here where the design is being cut off. It's a smaller planchet than a penny, and what happened here was a wheat penny design was accidentally struck onto a foreign planchet, a Honduras 1-cent planchet, which is smaller than the wheat penny planchet. So that's why the design's being cut off there. This coin sold for $661. Now in 1957, we also have the proof penny. Proof pennies will be shiny, have that mirror-like finish, and be much more detailed than your typical business strike coins that were made for the public to spend at, grocery stores, convenience stores, out in circulation, right? These coins were made for, coin collectors. So this coin is graded at a proof 69 red, and the coin sold for $94. This next coin sold for $480 at auction, and by looking at the obverse of the coin, you really wouldn't understand why until you flip the coin over and you can see that a piece of silver scrap was actually struck into the reverse of the coin. That actually happened at the mint when the coin was being produced. So that is a super rare, one-of-a-kind mint error there. So never pass up something like this. Always inspect your coins closely. Coin microscopes, coin supplies, and coin deals is at the link in the comments below this video and every single video I make, so feel free to go pick up some coin supplies today. And don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.